What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at new NECA Gargoyles figures of the Steel Clan Robot and Armored Xanatos. So of course we looked at Xanatos more recently, so it's cool we now have him in armored, so it's pretty much going to be the same armor as this, just with Xanatos head on at this time and different color change, but they both look pretty cool. So we have the armor that, Xanatos built based off the Goliath, but looks pretty cool, box-wise with the army of the Steel Clan there, so that's pretty cool. On the side we see the picture, and of course on the box with all the accessories and all of our characters we got down there. But if we open up the flap, we have the picture there and then the figure itself with the accessories that's going to come with. So it looks pretty cool, like a just big robotic version of Goliath is pretty much all this is. And then of course we have the armored Xanatos, which is going to be the same, just in red this time. But if you can see the picture on the side, we'll have his head there, similar to the head we got with the normal body version of David Xanatos. And then of course the picture inside there, and then our figure with that additional head, and again some additional accessories there for him. So it looks pretty cool as well, but of course they're going to be movement wise and everything exactly the same, so probably won't have to look at both of them, but both look cool, especially getting Xanatos along with his army of the Steel Clan. So going to be cool to check those out. So let me get them out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. So let's start off with the Steel Clan Robot, which is a robotic gargoyle created by Xanatos Enterprises using information stolen by the gargoyles from Xanatos' competitor, Cyberbiotics. And they are designed to be Xanatos' muscle and replace the gargoyles, and they are molded specifically after Goliath and remotely controlled by Xanatos. So overall looks pretty cool. As I mentioned, it is modeled after Goliath, so it does look a lot like Goliath, just in a robotic form, but the robots have built-in technology of rockets on their back for flight, as well as wings for maneuverability, cannons on their arms, and razor sharp talons. And overall looks pretty cool. I like this design. Of course it does look all robotic, looks just like Goliath, has even like Goliath's hair design and his head design, so that's pretty cool with the red eyes. Of course all silver face, since this is robotic, a lot of silver. We got some like darker grays or dark silver with some metallic like teal color, whatever this is. I think it looks pretty cool, this like lighter green color, like minty green. So it's cool how it's up on his chest, around the neck, up on the ears even, shoulders, down on the hands, and down on the feet as well. And then like I said, the darker grays and gray colors, silvers, whatever, running everywhere else. But as I mentioned, it has the Goliath hair there as well, so even has like his point and the hair going to the back. We have the rocket there on the back, and of course as mentioned, the sharp like talons there, and then the other accessories we'll see as we go through, and of course the tail on the back, much like the gargoyles. So overall I think he looks pretty cool. Now movement wise, we do get the head that'll twist around. Of course he has the hair in the back there, so it's hard to really get too much, but can twist side to side and look down that far and then up just straight on there because of the hair in the back. So pretty decent movements, just hair's limiting there. The shoulders do come up pretty close to 90, you gotta kind of force it down, and they do have the bump there, so it can only go so far, so pretty much up to 90 and rotate around within there. We get the bicep twist and the double elbow joint that can bend up pretty decently for how big and stuff this is. It can bend up that far, so I thought that's pretty good. There is some rotation in the like the wrist as well, so down below this joint there is some rotation, or I guess the forearm. Then the wrist will twist all the way around and hinge back and forth. And of course, as you see, we do have these shoulder flaps as well. They're real thin with this joint, so you probably have to be careful. It could probably break real easily, but it does flap, so you can get the movement in the shoulder. But then we go to the ab crunch, so we have the upper ab crunch section, which can crunch back and forth and twist all the way around. It's hard to really crunch, especially like holding it because of the rocket, so if you try and hold it just to move it, it's kind of hitting my hand, so I can't really crunch it too much, but just a little back and forth. But like I said, mostly the twist. But then at the waist we do have a crunch as well and can twist all the way around there, so you have the double movements in there. Of course it's hard to like keep them all straight, but at least helps with the movements, get them in different poses. Then we go to the hips. They're going to be real squeaky, but can come up to 90 there, and then out to the side as well, pretty much all the way out. Yeah, can do the split, so really good movements. We do have a thigh twist, so you can see there's like that ball joint style, so down below like where the leg is, there is some twist in there as well. Then we go down to the double knee joint, that's sometimes a little stiff but can bend up there and pretty much can kick his butt. Like obviously it's hard to really get too far from this design of his butt, it is hitting it for sure with this talon, but pretty decent knee bend there. And then we go down to what I guess would be the ankle joint here, can rock back and forth, and there is some twisting side to side. And then we get what would be like the toe joint, which is usually stiff on these but can rock back and forth and twist as well. And of course there in the back we do also have the tail, which does have some movement, can twist around, and there is a joint. It's set like deep into this pocket, but there is a hinge joint on it as well, and then it does have a bendy tail design, so you can sort of bend it there, which is pretty cool. So although it's supposed to be a big mechanical robot, it has a lot of really good movement, so I'm surprised how well it does move. Now accessory wise, it does come with a lot of hands. So first we get a set of fist hands, so fists of course with the sharp claws and everything all folded up there, but looks pretty nice. We get a set of grip hands, although he doesn't really have anything to grip, but I guess he just has them if you want to give them to him. Got some grips there. And then he does have some open hands, pretty much what he has has, but just like the thumbs in a different position, more like sort of can like scratch you sort of thing. So not too much different from what he's already got on his hands. Then, as I mentioned, a part of his weaponry, he does have arm cannons. So we get 2 arm cannons that can pop out. So on each of the forearms here, we do have this little section. It's hard to kind of get out because obviously there's a peg in there, but you can pull it out and then you can put the arm cannon on. Now, of course, each arm cannon does go in a specific arm, so you just have to find the one that sort of matches the design, and you can pop this in, so we can put these on both arms. So there are the cannons hanging off his arms, so that's pretty cool. And then we do get some effects for like his flying ability, so his rocket pack. So we get this big flame that can go onto his back. So if we twist around here, we do have this flame that we can stick up in here. So there we have the flame sticking out of his back, and with that, it can obviously send him up into the air. And then we do have places on his feet as well, so we get these smaller flames that we can plug in. So both those flames can be sticking out of his feet there. And if you have him in the right position, he can still stand up with both of those flames in the back of his feet. So we can kind of keep them all together there like that, which is pretty cool. Finally, of course, these are gargoyles. So gargoyles always have wings, so we got to have wings for these as well. So we do get a set of these big robotic wings, which look pretty cool with these nice like sharp points and stuff. They do move a little bit back and forth. Obviously, when we put it on, we can see it move, but obviously it goes into the back, has the movement back and forth with like the little spike up top there, which is cool. So let's go and put these in his back. So there I got the wings on his back. Now I did put them in exactly how it shows you on the box and all the pictures I've seen, but unfortunately I don't like that design. I just don't like the little design they have at the top here. And then with the way the wings are here, they have like this section that sort of opens and closes in the front, but when you do that, because of like, you know, sort of hanging off the back, it sort of folds forward, so there's a gap and it sort of flaps back and forth there. So I don't like that, but if you flip them around, they do sit on and they sit flat, you know. I think overall look a little better. And with these being army builders, we do have 2 of them, so here is that where we have the wings flipped around the other way, and I think overall I think that design looks much better. Like I said, they don't sit there and sort of flap, they sort of sit against the wings now, and with that they do open and look a little bit better. At least to me, I think they look a little bit better when you do them that way as compared to this version. I just don't think it looks as good, but like I said, this is how they have it in the pictures, so you can obviously pick and choose whatever you want to do for that, just whichever way you want the wings. Either of them aren't bad. I just think like when you open the wings up like that, I think it looks really weird, and like I said, that's as far as they'll open up, at least for me. So I just think that looks a little bit weird, but I guess you can just do whatever you think is best for you. So that is all we get with the Steel Clan robot, but as I mentioned, these are based off Goliath, so we can bring in our Goliath figure here, and as you can see, there's not really that much difference. I figured they'd be a lot bigger than Goliath, but yeah, there's not really that much difference in height and size and everything as compared to Goliath, so it's cool to have this. And overall, I think it's awesome. Like I showed, we got 2, so we can at least have, you know, a little bit of look of an army to go along with the Xanatos. So overall, I think these are pretty cool. They work out a lot better than I thought they would, and I really like this design and stuff. The only thing, like I said, is just if you put the wings on the way they show, I think they don't work as well, so we'll probably definitely be flipping them around. And then we also have Armored Xanatos, which is a personalized suit of battle armor using the Steel Clan technology with a black and red color scheme that he wears to battle the gargoyles. So this is pretty much going to be an exact remake of that Steel Clan robot, so we won't go through all the movements because it will be exactly the same. The only real difference is the color, as I said. So it has a lot of red on it this time, so like the red, of course, of the gargoyle head with the red on the ears as well, then red all in the chest plate. He does also have this oxygen tube, so that's like the only new addition to this, is he has this oxygen tube, so you know if he's up flying in the air, he has oxygen, so he has this tube going around. So that's really the only difference between these two and the color. So yeah, red up all on the chest plate, on the crotch, on the forearms, and on the shins. Oh, and the tail is also red there as well. And like I said, everything else about it's going to be exactly the same, so you can apply all those same movements to this one as well, and it's going to work exactly the same. And since we don't have to do movements, we'll go to accessories, which are going to be exactly the same as well. So we get the same hands, so we get a set of fist hands as well as a set of grip hands. Again, don't need to grip anything, but they come with it. And then the more claw-like hands there as well. We do get the arm rockets as well, so of course the same things that you can pull the guards off the forearms and stick these on as well, so if you want those rockets. And then he comes with the flame effects as well to go into the back and his feet. But the one different accessory he does come with is he comes with the head of Xanatos. So we have this that we can take that head off and put this one on, so we get the whole neck section there. And then we do also get this little piece to be a collar that can go around his neck, since that's what the Steel Clan has around the neck there. You get that sort of piece, so we can replace this whole thing to give him this Xanatos head. So there's the Xanatos head. Obviously it looks a little weird just because how small the head is compared to the body, but if it's a guy inside the suit and his head would be up in this head as well, it would look really small compared to the rest of the body. So I think that's pretty fun, and like I said, it has that color piece to go around to make it look the same, like he just took that head covering off. The only real issue I have with this when trying to get the head on is he has the ponytail, so it's kind of in the way and it sort of bends it up there, so you just have to be careful with that of not breaking it off or anything. anything. But of course, having that, we have our Xanatos figure we did not too long ago, and it looks like this especially is pretty much the exact same head used there. So obviously you could take this head and put it on this figure if you want, but like I said, here it looks almost exactly the same, so it'd be kind of pointless to do that, unfortunately. But yeah, we have our normal Xanatos figure, and you can just see how tall he is compared to the robot version, so it's cool to have him in the armor. And of course with this, we do also get the set of wings, so we can put the wings on it as well. So there's the wings on the Xanatos armor, and again with that, you can fold the wings out just like the other one, so that all looks pretty cool. I like this one a lot more just because of all the red. It'd be cool just to, you know, leave the normal robotic head on it and just use this as like the leader of the clan, which obviously Xanatos is, but I mean as just robots, don't involve Xanatos at all in this, because I think that just look really cool as like the leader all in red compared to the rest of them. So that just looks really cool overall for the armored Xanatos version. And of course with that, we can bring in our 2 Steel Clan robots as well to go along with him. So there he can be leading them into battle against the gargoyles. So that looks pretty cool there. We can have him flanked with that. And as usual with all the gargoyles, this takes up a lot of space with their wings. You're going to have a lot of room to be able to put all these figures, but I think they all look really cool having the Steel Clan robots as well as the armored Xanatos. So let me know what you thought of these figures down in the comments. If you enjoyed this review, let me know with a thumbs up. But I want to thank y'all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.